What's up guys, my name is Soulless Baby, and today I want to go over the steps to unlocking the Izanami Forge. Now I've seen a lot of videos out there kind of showing the steps and how you can get this done. I haven't seen a whole lot of in-depth videos about it, so I wanted to do that for people that don't do a lot of public events, lost sectors, and things of that nature. It's a lot longer than the thing for GoFanon was. I don't really mind the GoFanon quest as much just because it's not that painstaking. This one, though, I really feel like it should have been done on all three characters once we get it done. So, let's just jump right into it, though, so we can see how we get this thing done fast. Step 1 is just to get a Vex transponder. That one's pretty easy. Just go down to Nessus is the one I recommend. Kill a bunch of Vex until you get the thing to drop. It could be your first one. It could be your 100th one. There's not really a whole lot you can do to speed that one up. Purely RNG. Once you get the transponder, though, you have to charge the transponder. Charging the transponder requires you to kill 100 Vex. The Lost Sector right next to where you spawn in on Artifact's Edge is the one I recommend. You'll see me here running through it a couple times. Gets that 100 Vex kills done fairly quickly. Not too bad, it just takes a little bit of time to mow down those Vex. Next one is the Spire Integration Heroic. This one specifically has to be done in the Hollows. I see a lot of people get upset about that on Reddit the other day because they were doing it outside of the Hollows. It says right here on the bounty that it has to be done in the Hollows, so just wait for that one to spawn. It's a lot easier to switch this thing into Heroic with more than one person, but it is doable with one person. It just takes some time and a lot of effort. So if you play solo, hopefully you get a random in there. If you got a group, then you're all set. Just set on these plates, you'll see lights are pointing towards where these plates are going to be at. Capture them to 100. Once you capture all three, it'll kick into Heroic. From there, just defend the Spire from the ensuing boss and all the mobs. After that, you have to kill 20 Minotaurs. I'll show you here. What I do is go to the Release Heroic Adventure. It's a lot easier to do it there. There are 4 Minotaurs that spawn right at the very beginning. Run in, kill them, wipe, repeat 5 times, and you'll have 20 Minotaurs killed. If you do not have this adventure, I would highly suggest you find a friend that has not cleared this adventure out. If you do not find a friend that can do that, then, well, all you have to do is run around the map, do a couple more Spire integrations, maybe a lot of Minotaurs spawn there. There's not a whole lot of easy ways to find a bunch of Minotaur besides that. There are a couple in some lost sectors here and there, but this mission is hands down the fastest way to do it. So if you can take the time to find a guy that's got it, I absolutely would. Step 5 is complete a Forge mission. This is pretty easy, but the recommended light is 630. So if you're below that, I highly recommend you take a friend. Or if you're above and you're at 650, it's pretty simple. You see me here, I solo it. It didn't really feel that painful. This is the first time I did it by myself, and it wasn't too bad for me. So all you have to do is capture these 3 pillars of light, like you do, the Vex Conduits, I guess they're called. After you do that, a Minotaur is going to spawn in the middle. It's like a Saboteur Minotaur. You got to take its drones out, and then take him out. He's got a fairly good amount of health, so have your sleeper equipped, whatever you want to use to take him out with. After that, you have to return to Ada 1. Ada 1 will then give you a broken Izanami Igniter. From there, you have to do 3 heroic public events. The first one is a Glimmer Extraction. This spawns everywhere, pretty much. EDZ, Nessus, all kinds of stuff. Anywhere where there's Fallen, there's going to be a Glimmer Extraction. So you'll see here, you have to kill this little doohickey on the ground. You got to put a bunch of rounds into it. It's got a lot of health. After you do that 3 or 4 times, it'll kick into Heroic. From there, you have to defend the Glimmer Pile, and you will be good to go. That one is done. Witch's Ritual. You can do this one on Titan, on Mars. Either way works. There's one that spawns right next to the rig spawn point on Titan, and one at the very bottom of Mars on the cliff face. Not the one where the Warsat spawns, but actually on the cliff face. So that's where the Witch's Ritual spawns. You have to stand on the 2 plates, turn that into Heroic, and defeat whatever comes out of the portal, an Abyssal Champion or an Ogre, whatever comes out. Last one is Spire Integration. Like I said, one spawns in the Hollows, a couple more around Nessus. I like the one in the Hollows personally because you know 100% that the Hollows is always going to be the Spire Integration. So what I do is I run around doing the Glimmer Extraction and the Witch's Ritual while I wait for the Spire to pop up in the Hollows. That way I already know it's going to be done, so that's a solid one that I don't have to go looking for. Spire Integration, you just turn it into Heroic the same way we did it earlier. Next step is collecting materials. What you're going to have to do for this one is get fallen multi-kills, precision multi-kills that is, and an item will pop up on your screen. Do that for a while in the lost sectors by the Trossland. That's right where Devrim K is. Any of those lost sectors in there will do it perfectly fine. Find the one that's the fastest to run in and out of. Then you get that done. After that, you have to get some Taken Blight materials. So you're going to want to go to IO, spawn in right next to Asher Mir. And you're going to want to go to the lost sector that is directly across from Asher Mir. If you have 2 people, this makes it really, really easy, because all you have to do is run in, kill the Blight while one person stands by the door. That person that just killed the Blight warps out, and the next person runs in. So you get those 5 back to back to back like that really fast, and you're done. If you're solo, just run in, run out, or warp out, whatever your fancy is. Only have to do that 5 times, and it gets done. The last thing is Radiolarian Vapor. The Vapor requires you to do a special mission that we've not seen before, and I'll showcase that here. If you're a bad jumper, bring a friend. It's not the best jumping. If you have trouble seeing white against white, if you have some bad eyes, it's also not easy, so bring a friend. If you're fine with jumping and shooting things out of midair like that, you should be able to solo this. It's not too big of a deal, but it is a lot easier if you have a friend, just in case. Clearing out the platforms is the easy part, getting to them is the hard part. So once you get that done, you actually have to go to the Volander Forge. All you got to do is repower the igniter by completing the Volander Forge. At our light levels now, if you're above what you recommended for this particular quest, that Volander Forge is not going to be an issue for you to do. After you get done with the Volander Forge, you have to do the Insight Terminus Strike. It's a special strike that has Void Burn, Grenadier, and Extinguish on. There is no matchmaking for this strike, so if you want a friend, bring him. If not, don't die, or you're going to have to restart the entire thing. Void Burn's not too big of an issue, but the boss does shoot Void, so you will be taken out fairly swiftly. Grenadier's fun, so run a Void subclass, I guess, if you want to, but I'll be probably rocking the Well of Radiance if I do this solo. After you get that done, you have to unlock the Forge. So when you get to the Forge, you just basically have to kill the boss. You don't have to complete an entire Forge or anything like that. You just have to murk this boss out, and this guy has very little health. About 3 shots with a sleeper will take him out, no problem. Do believe you've got to return to Ada one last time, and she will give you the bow frame. And now you can finally do the Izanami Forge. So, if this video has helped you guys in any way, please give it a like. If you got any constructive tips on how you think you can do this faster, I'm always open to constructive criticism. So, if you've got any tips, leave me a comment underneath this video. Subscribe to my channel for any more Destiny content. With that, guys, I'll see you in the next video, and have a good one.